Murdoch. I'm coming to get you.
Remember, Sally, when I promised to kill you last? I lied.
I am the Lord!
Get off my plane.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
John, I'm not gonna shoot you between the eyes. Here, shoot you between the balls.
The disease. And I'm the cure.
I'm gonna take you to the bank, Senator Trent.
There can be only one.
Dead or alive, you are coming with me.
Yippee-ki-yay. I'm going to kill them all, sir.
What's going on, everybody, and welcome to a brand new episode of Gimme Back My Action Movies, the podcast. I am one of your hosts, Charlie. With me, as always, is Pete. Say hello to the people, Pete.
I'm so excited for tonight. Let's do this. Let's do this!
I feel like he's setting me up for something. I don't know what it is. And next to him on my screen is our wonderful Scream Queen, Anna. How are you tonight, Anna?
I'm very well. I, too, am excited. I'm so excited. When Charlie picked this, I was like,
Yeah.
That's right. So we changed a little bit. We had a thought for May, then we
you had
our
a thought
mind.
that I was going to pick the movie, and you went, nope, I'm picking the movie, bitches.
I never thought that.
Yes, you did. I was slotted to pick this movie.
When?
I had one.
No, you weren't. You were never on that slot. Ever. So anyway, we have now deemed this month what may come. So we are going to cover an action pick, and I wanted to go hard. I've only had a few. They've had way more picks than me this year, and it's weird.
it's
I don't know
time.
if I like this.
It's
So
time.
sad.
It's time.
I am sad.
Charlie, I'm so disappointed.
I am
can't
sad.
Pick a movie.
Yeah. Well, I've seen the shit you're trying to pick. You're welcome, audience. You're welcome, audience. So I decided to dig back. I've been craving some Cage for a few months now, and I decided that it's time for us to cover 1996's The Rock.
Yes.
With old Nicolas Cage, Sean Connery, Ed Harris, a freaking
Michael Biehn,
smorgasbord
There's
of
a lot.
actors.
Tony Todd,
Yes.
Tony Todd,
David
right?
Morse, every fucking body.
Dr. Cox from Scrubs is in this.
Exactly.
Yeah, right?
I always forget he's a henchman or an agent in every like 90s action movie.
He's got that
before
look.
Scrubs.
I mean,
he does.
Yeah.
but his comic chops are so good.
He plays a good
Yeah.
smarmy
He's
businessman.
a good-
Wasn't he the
yeah.
businessman in Highlander 2?
Yep.
So yeah, he's been on the show a couple times. So, all right, well, let's jump into the trailer. Let's get the juices going for a little Michael Bay tonight.
Ew. Michael Bay juices.
Alcatraz. The Rock.
This cell block housed the most awesome scum in America.
No other prison in history was more carefully constructed to make escape impossible.
What's the matter, fellas? Something wrong with the joint?
The tour's over, Bob. But now, the only way to stop the unimaginable
I'll come straight to the point. 81 civilians are under my control as of this moment. A battery of VX gas rockets is presently deployed to deliver a highly lethal strike on the population of the San Francisco Bay Area.
is to get the one man who broke out of the rock.
Oh, I have a unique knowledge of this prison facility. I was formerly a guest here.
To lead a chemical weapons specialist and a team of Navy SEALs to break back in. Don Simpson and Jerry Bruckheimer, the producers of Top Gun and Crimson Tide, and Michael Bay, the director of Bad Boys, Sean Connery, Nicolas Cage, Ed Harris. This summer, get ready to rock.
say get ready to rock?
Get ready to rock.
Let's go. We're about to.
So stupid.
That's so 90s, sir. That was that's peak 90
This
blockbuster
movie
trailer.
is 90s. It just drips the 90s, the mid 90s.
Oh
Yeah.
my God, it does, man. Yeah, 1996. A little film, a little try hard film came out. Maybe a few people have heard about it, called The Rock. And my God, I love this movie. I'm starting it off right now. I love this fucking movie. So let's get into our histories. Anna,
Yeah.
let's start with you, because I know you have an affinity for some Nick Cage 90s
yes.
action. So
It's the best.
what's your history with it?
Yeah.
This isn't one I watched with mom or dad. I watched this on my own, and they had, I think it was on AMC, and I watched it like edited, and they had it like a Nick Cage day because I watched Face Off that day as well. I think Con Air came on. I don't know what the occasion was, but I'm here for it. So that was my first time watching The Rock, and I absolutely loved it. Fell in love with it. Ended up like renting it or something so I could watch it unedited. And I don't really think there was that many changes, other than maybe some language or things
The
like
gore.
that. Yeah, a little bit of gore. Yeah, that's true. There are a few moments where you're like, yeah. Yeah, I absolutely love this movie. I watched it with Dad on Friday. We had a little evening. I was like, "You want to watch The Rock?" He was like, "Yeah, let's watch it." Is one he likes too.
I think Dad's really happy you're doing an action podcast.
Yeah.
He is. Yeah,
I was like,
100%.
movies.
He's
really
dropping.
likes
He's dropping suggestions, and I'm like, it's not just me. Everybody else picks as well.
Maybe Dad should pick the next movie. Wouldn't it be fun?
Oh well, he already said he'd pick Kelly's Heroes. That's what he wants us to do.
There's a Dad movie. There's a Dad movie on the list.
The comedy with Dennis Leary.
No, the war movie with
Or the one
Donald
in the
Sutherland.
50s.
Donald Sutherland.
Yeah. Okay, the old one. Right?
They're like
Yeah.
early.
I'd be down with that.
Late 60s, early 70s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Early
something like that.
70s. Yeah. So yeah, it's on our list. It's on our
Not,
list.
Hell
not the
yeah.
comedy that came out with recently. Or
That'd be fun.
last 20 years, I suppose.
That's his
Consider
that's
we're
his
also-
scream.
Yeah.
The way
We're
he
not
That's
a-
his scream, is it?
Yeah, he watches
not a
all the
comedy
time.
show.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah. I don't know. That's just weird. Pete, what is your history with The Rock?
All right, guys. I swear to God, this had Sean Connery and Catherine Zeta-Jones in it. I'm like,
Jesus Christ.
I'm not kidding. Like The Rock has Catherine Zeta, like she's in her most tight butt spandex going on, and she's slinking through the lasers. I'm like, wait, no, this doesn't have Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Did you blend together?
I don't. Right. So
I know exactly what movie it is, and it should be something you're familiar with, Pete. It's called Entrapment.
Oh, that doesn't make any.
Where do you get that from? The Rock. Entrapment and The Rock.
It's old Sean Connery
oh,
doing some.
I've never seen it.
Cat
They're
burglar shit.
thieves.
Right.
They're stealing shit.
Anyway,
okay.
God,
that's
thought
when
this
you,
was Entrapment.
Charlie. When you picked this, I thought, okay, Catherine Zeta-Jones. I get to see Catherine Zeta-Jones, hot dog. I love it. And then it's Nick Cage, and I'm like, that's
This is
not
a very
that's not a
manly
one-to-one
movie.
substitute, if you ask me. But I'm watching this movie like, oh shit, I think I've seen this, and I honestly think I've seen this in the theater. I don't remember it being 2.25 hours long. Sheesh. But there was a lot that I remembered from this movie, but this is the literal second time I've seen it. So
Wow.
there you go. That's my history with this movie.
Okay.
Very nice.
Thought it
Charlie?
was Entrapment for some freaking reason.
I was hoping for Catherine Zeta-Jones. I'm like, hell yeah!
I mean, that's not even an action movie. Kelly's
Are you
Heroes
kidding me?
There's
There's a lot of
comedy.
action that I want to see in that movie.
Just 'cause
It's
the
all
action-
in my brain.
Yeah, you have added the action that is actually
Yes,
not even
yeah,
in that
yeah.
movie. Really,
Yes, indeed, I have.
it's like one scene in that movie that everyone remembers. What's the rest of the movie? No one can tell you.
No one cares.
No one knows. No one knows.
It's a butt, and it's wonderful.
She's done other movies that you see way more, so I don't know
Yeah.
why.
Zorro's a good one.
Yeah, Zorro, fantastic, Master Zorro. Watch that one.
The Addams Family that she did recently was adorable. I loved it. Or Wednesday.
Wednesday. Yeah, she was
Wednesday.
Morticia.
I loved it. Loved it.
I did see her in that. All right. Well, my history with this, I saw
Yes.
this in theaters. I was 16 years old.
Jealous.
So it's an action blockbuster. So obviously, me and the boys loaded up in our cars and we went and watched The Rock. And this is just 100% action goodness. Like there's nothing that isn't amazing about this movie whatsoever. Explosions, car chases. This is like the checklist movie.
Yep.
It checks every box all the way down, and I loved it. I've owned this movie for God, I don't know how long, probably ever since it came on VHS. The only reason we rented it the other night was because I guess the fucking Blu-ray's like stupid expensive and nigh hard to get.
Really?
So yeah, I was because I was going to buy it, and I was like, well, I'm not paying all that stupid money. So I rented it to get it in HD, and my God, I was glad I did. Like
beautiful.
Yeah, Amazon had a nice copy of it.
Yeah, that's what I watched it on Amazon. Was is super clean and crisp. I have the old DVD, which is probably like one tiny little step up above VHS.
Right. Yes.
I'm pretty sure it was still widescreen.
It's a copy of it VHS.
Yeah, I think it was still widescreen on my DVD, and I will watch this in the shop quite a bit. This is another just one of those I just throw on.
Charlie, this is a really good background movie. This
It
is something you
is.
just put
100%.
in and it's happening in the background. There's not, you don't have to, as long as you've seen it at least once, you can just put it in the background and it's entertaining.
Yeah,
Right?
you can
You're
look at it at
absolutely
any
right.
point and know where you're at. You know,
Exactly.
Yep. You don't, there's, no, I don't want to shit on this movie too much, but there's not a lot going on. It's been done a bunch of times, and we have the, what is happening. We have the good guys being the bad guys and the bad guys being the good guys, which is always
Ed
a
Harris
trope.
is a relatable villain
And
in a lot of
Ed
ways.
Harris always, oh God, bless
He's
you,
good.
Ed Harris.
He's always good.
I
like he's never
love
not
you so much.
good.
He can do no wrong in my cinema viewing history. He's
Agreed.
just, I could not tell you something that he was in that I didn't enjoy.
Right. No,
Agreed.
I think he nails the Hummel character,
Mhm.
you know, being the pissed off at what he loves his country, but mad at the government. Hey, that sounds familiar.
Shocker.
And he's seen way too much and he's had enough. And
He has proof of vile intentions by
he is the proof too.
by his government. He
Yes.
is.
100%.
I've seen this. What you're doing is wrong,
Mhm.
and you have to become shit. What's the
Sometimes you have to become the aggressor in order to get something done.
No,
or
you have to be the
bad guy.
the mutiner. What's another
Oh.
word for mutant?
Traitor.
Mutiny. Traitor. Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
He's
traitor.
only-
Because he kind of is a traitor.
So you have to become So you have to become the traitor to your country. You have to mutiny your country to show it's.
Well, he says it. He literally says it in the movie. He goes, "There was some other traitors that we may know: Washington,
Benedict
Jefferson, and
Arnold,
Adams."
Right. Okay.
So I mean, he
Arnold,
drops
sorry.
that thing. But I like this one. I like him because he's relatable. You understand his plight. Hell, they even do it like he's been planning this, but he wouldn't do it until like he had nothing to live for, because his wife has died. So we see all that happen, and that's kind of like it's now or never kind of situation.
Well, he
that
snapped
he
at that
decides to
point.
do. Yeah,
his wife died because of a terrorist attack. Am I wrong?
No, she just passed away. There was no terrorist attack or whenever she died. Again, there's the trope of a lot of action movies. My wife got killed in this thing, or my son died overseas, and now I'm going to fight the. But no, she didn't die in a terrorist attack.
Okay, so I missed that. I don't understand why he snapped at that point.
He's been building. This has been bubbling over for years,
and he just couldn't his wife in her grave that it's like, I have one more thing to do.
Yeah, I couldn't do this while you were alive.
Before I come to you, before we are together, is what I got from the very beginning of the film.
Mm-hmm.
That's the gist of it. He couldn't do this while she was alive. So, not to mention, there would have been zero benefits for her, had he been listed a traitor and win all that stuff out. But Ed Harris plays this role fantastically.
Agreed. 100%.
I mean, this is one of my favorite ones of him. This is also probably definitely in my top 5 of Nick Cage.
Oh yeah,
movies.
no doubt.
I mean,
it's fun to see him kind of bumbling.
Yeah, this is what got him Con Air, and then he kind of shot off into the stratosphere after that. This was like a big stepping stone for him. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is before Con Air. This is not long after, as far as action goes, he did Firebirds with Tommy Lee Jones. And
he had done Wild at Heart too, I believe, already with David Lynch.
Wild at Heart.
That's its own beast.
Yeah. So
it's wonderful.
And he works for this because he's not supposed to be the macho hero.
Right.
He's
He's
the chemical
nerd.
geek.
He's a nerd. He's a scientist.
He's a Beatlemaniac.
He's a doctor. He's not a Marine. He's not a SEAL. He's
not even really an agent. Like he is an agent, but he's
3 weeks of field training.
Hasn't shot a gun since basic training.
Yeah. Don't worry about me. I've had 3 weeks of field training. I got this.
I'll kill some Marines. It's totally fine. I can do this. I also like that it was his idea to add the fact that he doesn't cuss in the movie, which he does once.
Oh, interesting.
That's why he says Zeus's butthole.
A-hole.
I love Zeus's butthole. That is the funniest line
every time.
But he drops the F-bomb when he kills the guy at the end after he punches him in the face with the ZX. That's the only time he says it. But I like that. I love those little quirks that they added to this. And so I was a little leery about bringing this because I was like, God damn it, Pete just for some reason hates action. I don't know why. It's so odd to find one that I think he's going to like. And I was like, I got to have him at the Rock because there are some things in this movie that just scream Pete. And
there's no boobs.
Well,
she's riding it on the terrace out there before he gets called to work.
I mean,
but they're fully covered. Both.
That's
of them.
okay.
It's the most PG sex scene ever.
It's what your imagination for. She's got pigtails. I figured you would like that. It's fine.
Right.
No,
but I know you're a fan of James Bond, and
there's so much James Bond in this movie.
Certain circles. This is a James Bond sequel, sir.
So much. He's a British Secret Service. Sir. There's Thunderball is in this with the underwater
shots.
All that.
Back in my day, we did it with a snorkel and flippers.
That's right. There's so much James Bond in this. I'd be shocked if Roger Moore, fuck me, Sean Connery didn't say this needs more James Bond.
Mm-hmm.
I bet he's hamming it up just because of that. He's just
100% right.
But then there's other influences that I still just get tickled over. Is somebody loved Indiana Jones in this movie because the rail cart scene towards the end is almost identical to the rail cart scene in Raiders. Now, yes, Sean Connery was in Crusade, but you can still have a little bit of fun with the Indiana Jones tie-ins.
It's all connected, man.
But there's so much in this movie. This movie, while yes, it's a little over 2 hours long, I have never felt that 2 hours.
Yeah,
this is a breakneck speed movie.
There's
no way. There's so much happening. It never slows. It never slows down.
It does go to 11 very early and keeps on going, but it just keeps on going. But
if you're going to give me 2 hours, I want it to keep going and not drag.
That's fair. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Because
we'll argue that.
because okay, I love it, and I feel like it's been a while since we've had a really, really good one on the show. I love an amazing car chase. I need chaos on the streets.
I put that in the Slack. Michael Bay is no joke. He knows how to do a car chase. That car
100%.
chase was unbelievable.
It was awesome.
It was ridiculous and asinine and completely unrealistic, and I'm down for it.
No one gives a shit.
If you give a shit, you're not watching the movie for you.
Right.
You stolen my Humvee. I'm only borrowing your Humvee.
I just borrowing.
It's like you just fucked up your Ferrari. It's not mine.
Not mine. Yeah, dude. The stoner was like, "That's cool, man."
Just the one-liners, action scenes, and it's this. And I know we've talked about it before, but it's kind of part of our show. This is an then car chase.
100%.
This happens, even so much so that fucking wheelchair marathon goes across the street.
I swear to God, it was a wheelchair basketball team that was crossing the street.
It was like one of those, like the triathlon, whatever the handicap part does. But I was just like, now they don't run anyone over, which in other action movies, if this was canon, there would have been wheelchairs flying.
It might have been flying, yeah.
They were all dead.
But it's just
Death Race 2000.
Yeah,
dead.
all
dead.
Killed them all. You'd have had wheelchairs strapped to the front of the car in Death Race 2000. But Michael Bay does it because the chaos goes by and then wheelchairs go by. So you're just like, what the fuck did I just see? And then they wreck into a trolley and I'm on the trolley guy's side. Like he is only in this movie for like 3 minutes.
I'm in charge of this trolley and you've just destroyed it. I can't work tomorrow because of you asshole.
Oh, my baby. They don't hurt my baby. They're kicking their asses.
Oh,
Hey,
his
no, I'll
spiciness at
find
the
you.
end is like, I will find you, I will hunt you down, and I will kill you. It was wonderful.
Ain't safe nowhere. I will find you.
You'll be safe nowhere.
That's what I love about this, man. That is just some of the wildness that is missing in movies now. This is 100% true. It's why we do the podcast. I know sometimes we rarely even get to bring this up, but these type now, don't get me wrong. John Wick has some really cool car sequences. They're awesome.
True.
They're
very
slick. They're
very real. Very
choreographed. Very,
very emo. Very
John
dark
Wick 4 is a ballet with the car.
Agreed.
That when they're in Paris and going around the roundabout, that's a ballet.
The Rock is bull in a china shop.
100%. That's what I think they went through a china
all
shop.
the stupid shit that isn't possible.
Yeah,
we're gonna make it happen.
We're gonna be at the hotel. We're gonna car check a yellow, or not a yellow, but it was like a weird color Humvee, and then a yellow Ferrari within 2 minutes of each other.
Is it weird colored?
The Humvee wasn't a normal color. I can't remember what color it was.
Something?
I don't know. It was loud.
I think it was black.
It wasn't. Maybe was it black?
It was black.
I guess
that's a weird
Ferrari
color.
Was
Thanks,
yellow.
Charlie. That was a weird color. Mm-hmm.
It was weird because they're supposed to be army green. All right, that's what the color.
Isn't that when those first kind of came out, and that's why they used one?
In '96.
No, that's a
army green is
Humvee.
probably. You're probably right, Charlie. In '96.
Yeah, that was a
not,
real Humvee, not H1s.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Damn.
Yep, you're right.
Yeah, and then we're gonna get a real Humvee.
Right. Cars flipping, the agents running into stuff. I mean, they even telegraph when a car is going to launch, and I'm here for it. That car's going to fly, and it goes flying. It's my favorite stuff. And then all that chaos slows down, and we have a tender moment between Sean Connery and his daughter.
Yeah.
It's just sirens are still going on in the background. Yep. During all of this, and you're just like, I can't fucking breathe. Oh wait, he's got his daughter. That's nice. Oh, who cares? And Nick Cage throws him a bone because he overhears the talk.
He really does. I love that moment.
That's where the movie starts to be the buddy cop, I suppose, or buddy.
Oh, definitely.
But I don't. Buddy cop
Odd
is not the right
couple.
word, but
Odd couple.
Buddy
kind of
action
thing.
Odd
movie.
Couple
Yeah,
is very
buddy
good.
action movie.
Buddy action.
Because
it's-
then, what's his name? John Patrick
Sean
Mason.
Connery.
Well, Mason.
name.
He. You're right. That's when he realizes that okay, Goodspeed might not be such a bad fella. Maybe I should see what they've got to offer.
Right, because he sees something in Nick Cage immediately. Like he never fell for him being an agent. He's like
Right.
always seen it
From that interrogation scene. This guy is
Womack.
Connery is dicking with Cage in that interrogation scene. He's like,
oh, I love it.
Cage walks in and Connery's like, whatever. You're not. You're a nerd.
He's like, coffee. No,
Yeah,
no, thank you. He goes, no, offer
ask
me.
No, I don't need anything.
When he goes, no, thank you. I crack up every time too.
And when Connery says, offer me coffee, that's Sean Connery whipping his big fucking Scottish dick out. So, not, I want coffee. He's like, you need to offer me coffee, which that's such a.
Well, he's played this game before. He's been interrogated for years.
He's trained to do this. He was trained from the start to this. I'm curious how he kept his skills sharp in the 30 years he spent in the prison
You got
system.
nothing but time.
I mean, there's time. I'm sure. So he stays read up. He says that. So he's, obviously his mind
You
is
don't
sharp.
deny prisoners reading material. Period.
And I'm sure he had yard time, which would be,
Right.
work out somewhat. He's not trying to be buff. Again, no buff characters aside from the mercenary Marines that we get. You get some of the bigger guys through there.
But Connery's a big man.
Connery's just large in life.
Connery's the one Bond that I could definitely believe that if he punched you, you were out.
Oh yeah, I've never doubted it. I've never doubted.
Maybe Dalton. Dalton was big enough to do the same thing, even though his size wasn't really projected. Brosnan, whatever. Moore, no.
No one believed Moore. I like Moore. Don't get me wrong, but no one believed Moore could punch someone out.
No. Dalton, though. Okay, Daniel Craig.
That's different. That's more modern,
it's a
kind
very
of
different Bond at that point. Whereas Craig's got strength for sure, but he doesn't have the brute force that Connery's just that large man.
Yeah, and again, perfect for this role.
Can we do more James Bond movies?
When we can do James Bond movies?
Yeah,
February.
Oh, that's silly. That doesn't sound like a good idea.
That doesn't sound like a Pete month at all.
No, not at all.
Talk about James Bond movie. Are we?
But the listeners would stroke out.
Right.
Can you imagine a month of Godzilla and Bond?
You're not allowed to do James Bond or Godzilla in February.
No, I think Anna would be 100% on our side.
I'm totally fine with that. Monsters and hot action stars, secret agents.
No,
I'm here for
I'm
it.
gonna make you.
See,
I'm gonna make you suffer.
Suffering will be legendary. But yeah, that's fine. Yes, we make the joke. We're not going to walk through this, Nate. It's fine. But this movie just has so many things I want to make sure I touch on.
Yes.
But I do like everything how this movie starts to establish everyone. You get, Hummel doing the siege to get the VX gas. And they show you in the movie, and it takes a few times to watch to really get it. They're not killing people to get them. They're using knockout darts.
I was unclear about that at the very beginning. Like, I'm like, okay, the Marines are coming in and they're killing other Marines. That's bullshit.
They're incapacitating them.
But no, they're incapacitated. Yes, correct. Yep.
So, and the only person that dies is one of his men, because in the movie, you have to show how bad the threat is.
You absolutely do.
As the audience, we need to know. You can tell me something's really, really bad. You can tell me that the hydrogen bomb will kill Godzilla, but I need a visual representation of what it's capable of for me to understand it, which is what they do in Godzilla.
It's horrific. And there was a scene in the legendary Godzilla in 2014 where someone died of radiation poisoning.
Right.
And
So
it
you
was
got to show it.
horrific.
So showing
Yeah.
the VX gas, and
It's
I've seen
awful.
I've seen worse special effects in horror movies. This was horror movie level
Yeah.
special effects for this guy melting. Like I remember first time seeing it going, oh shit. Like
it was deliciously practical.
Yeah.
They had these air pockets under his skin and it bubbled up. And
all of
his
it's
face started
bubbling.
flipping melting. It's like, it's wonderful.
And this is another no CG. No CG
not a stitch
in this movie.
of CG in this scene. Now there's plenty of green screen and blue screen and whatever else.
Oh, you're going to green screen and blue screen, but as far as computer generated stuff,
in camera effects, and it was gorgeous.
There's real explosions. There's
horrific as it was.
Blood squibs. It's real. Everything in this movie is in camera.
Yep.
And that's what makes it awesome.
Agreed.
It's period. Like I can kind of look over CG shit for a time, but man, when you go back and watch these and you're like, this was almost 30 years ago and it's way fucking better.
Yeah.
Way fucking better. But it's just this, I can just sit here and gush about this movie. Like just flat out. I like Nick Cage. I like his kind of fish out of water type situation here. We have to talk about though, he finds out that his girlfriend's pregnant.
Oh, that's so funny. Well, gosh, lots changed in 7 seconds.
That is the most realist line
it totally
in this
is.
movie.
Goes to show you how fast things can change, no matter what they may be. Pregnancy, death. 7 seconds.
That just personified everything that can just go in a blink of an eye. Because he's rattling, and he diffuses a bomb. I'm sorry, that guy would be fired because you played with that fucking baby doll. Hey, Stanley, look at me. And it's like,
he'd be fired for sure.
There's a gas mask. He just held it up. Don't touch fucking shit. Okay,
let
Nick Cage touch.
And he was the intern.
Yeah, he was learning.
Right, he was the trainee.
Yeah, so it's like
you just fucked. Oh, yeah,
don't touch this shit. Also, I love it's a trope. Oh, the sprinklers aren't working. Let's get it down to the last seconds.
Yeah,
we're barely 15 minutes into this movie, and we're already about to level a building.
That's Michael Bay. I get that's Michael Bay, but bullshit. That stuff isn't regularly tested on the hour. Like, okay, test the sprinklers. They work. Test the sprinklers.
It's a flow problem. We'll fix it. It's a flow problem.
It's a flow problem, but all they're doing is waiting for the computer to tell them it's working. They don't have like an HVAC person down there.
There's a maintenance guy who got the ticket.
Right.
And he's like, motherfucker. I gotta go fix this.
It's not a
again.
computer thing. If it's truly clogged, you gotta get the brush in there and unclog it.
You got to get the Roto-Rooter up in there.
Right.
Bust that clog out and get that water flowing.
I hate it.
I know. I love it. I relish this shit.
I fucking hate this.
That's why this movie is just always something
I like the
happening.
baby doll. I like that like in the Andromeda strain, the rubber or the plastic is melting. I like tick, 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 the C4 is going to blow up. I fucking hate that the water isn't working because bullshit, the water isn't working. That shit is tested every hour on the hour because of something like this. I did enjoy the Cave Girls Gone Wild.
Cave Girls in the Buff.
The Buff, that's right.
I was like, I bet Pete knows that one.
I have issue number 1 signed by the editor. Signed by the editor.
Oh man. But yeah, so you got this that happens, finds out that his girlfriend's pregnant, drops that fantastic fucking line, followed up by, I have to answer. It's the FBI. They know I'm home. It's like just he's very straight laced. He's a company man, basically.
He is,
he's gonna do what he's told. And I'm trying to think of what the right word is, where even when he's there during the planning stage, he never once considers he's going. Like, he's like, I'm just going to be the expert and I'm going to tell you guys how to fucking do it. Like, I'll be
he doesn't
in this
consider
headquarters.
it because he's a scientist. He's a
Right.
he's a chemist. I'm not a field operative. I don't do this shit. Why on earth would he ever go on this mission? And they're like, well, tough shit. You got to go because you're the only one that can defuse this. Like, no, I understand Nick Cage's point of view because there's no reason he should ever, unless it's dire, such as what this mission is.
But it's a great Michael Bayism, because what does Michael Bay do after this movie? Somebody needs to go drill a hole in a rock. And the only people that can do it built the fucking drill. So they got to send. I love it when we bring in Armageddon. He's just like, God damn it, we're going to end up covering this.
Oh, no doubt. Oh, yeah. If signed, sealed, delivered, Pete, it's happening. If somebody else don't pick it, I'm going to eventually, because that was
PTO. I got PTO coming.
No, you don't.
PTO.
You have none.
I was told there was PTO in this job.
Well,
I don't know who you've been talking to, but you're in contact with the wrong HR department. You're getting misinformation.
I think you got a hold of Paul over on Flicks and Friends.
Yeah, Paul's giving you the veto powers that don't exist.
Paul, I'm coming for you, Paul. You and me.
Yeah, Vito and Jason X. What? Bullshit.
Jason X is great.
Never letting that go, Paul. Just want you to know
never
we're
are.
never letting that go.
No, sir.
Oh, but no. This, I don't even know where I want to go next, because there's so many things. Like, I love the hotel scene where he gets to go to the hotel, because
it's good. Mm-hmm.
He's planned what he wants to do, but he is also a man of opportunity as far as Mason, Sean Connery, because all I got to do is get out of where they have control. So where can I go where we're all equal, like all on equal playing ground? A hotel in a suite, windows everywhere, rooms everywhere. And, it just so happens the phone's next to the shower. Of course, it's a fancy hotel, so he orders all the food.
Always a phone next to the shower, because you never know when you need shower food or shower beer.
Shower
beer
beer.
is actually,
know exactly where Pete's going with that.
I need beer in my shower. I'm not leaving the shower until I get my beer.
And as a kid, I was like,
I got a picture.
At 16, I was like, why is there a fucking rope in the shower stall?
Oh,
and it was like till I was 20 years old to realize that's a goddamn clothesline.
Yeah.
Like, that's where you would hang your clothes over the tub.
I could see where you would understand what that is.
Dude, fancy hotel and me, they never. Still never.
hand to God, I've never used that rope for to dry clothes on.
Just a little asphyxiation, that's all?
For any reason.
Oh, okay.
No.
So you just throw your swimming trunks over the shower rod.
Yeah, it's a little auto asphyxiation.
I was going to say, it's so often rare that I get Pete where he's like, the fuck? But
I do some math there.
It's like, hold on a minute. Wait, we did just do a David Carradine movie.
That's pretty
it's
good.
okay.
That's
Sorry
funny.
about that. Sorry about
That's
that.
good. Thank you.
And then to see him use it, because by the time everything happens, you get the barber, which I still laugh at the barber. Fine, it's not PC. I don't give a shit. It's funny.
He's
like,
funny.
Yeah,
it's 90s.
No scissors. Did you ever tell Macacho no brushes? Who did this to you? It's a grunge thing. I was just so fucking.
And then when they're in the elevator and he's like taking him hostage, he goes, "Look, I'm not worried about anything else. Just please tell me, do you like your haircut?" Like, that is all he cares about.
And
I love it. I love it.
Also, Womack's arm would have detached from his body. The way
Yeah.
he fell on that little line.
Shoulder would have separated from its socket. And if his skin didn't rip apart.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man.
And that's old man skin, because these guys aren't young guys. They're the ones that
old. I don't think that's a.
I don't think you can rip like Dolph Lundgren's arm off like that. But then again, you're not going to throw him over the banister.
That's true. Yeah. He won't get close enough.
No, he will throw you over and then use you like a yo-yo.
Oh my God. I want to see this movie. Dolph Lundgren uses me as a yo-yo over the side of a hotel.
See what I can do. I know some people. But yeah, so again, it's just another, then this happens, because now we get to the car chase, which we've already talked about. Now we're getting ready to do the incursion, and we get Michael Biehn, which you put that guy in any action movie for me, sci-fi. Yeah. I'm down for it.
I was happy to see him.
Mm-hmm.
He's probably one of my favorite, like, underrated action guys.
Yep.
Like, I don't know why he wasn't bigger.
I know.
Because I mean, he did Aliens 2. You were in the original Terminator.
I know.
Like he has shown up in a ton of movies. He's always working. And you know,
he's good.
He's a babe too.
Look,
yes.
He's a hottie.
The biggest things people like even know him for, like Tombstone. Since we just lost Val Kilmer.
He is in Tombstone.
He was in Tombstone.
What? He's Johnny Ringo. That's Michael Biehn.
Yeah, that's right. Man, it's been a while since I've seen that movie.
Wow.
Yeah, the one Val Kilmer kills it. I'll be your Huckleberry. You know that whole thing. You and I started a game, and we're going to finish it. Yeah, that's Michael Biehn.
Totally obscure the face for me. I
have no idea who any of those people were. I guess we went to a con and I didn't like go up and get his autograph, but I got to talk to Michael Biehn.
Oh.
And he was next to my friend Chelsea. She's an artist and she's done like movie posters for Disney and stuff like that. And
cool.
She had done her own like fan picture of Aliens, the second one. And I was talking to her and I was like, hey, you're right next to Michael. You should like get Michael to sign one of those for you. And he turns and he just looks at me like, is this guy talking about me? And I'm right here. And I look at him and I went, yeah, I'm talking about you, Michael. You should sign one of her pictures. It's about aliens. And she holds it up and he smiles like, definitely. I mean, I don't give a shit. I'll talk to anybody, but I had a ball that Michael Biehn looked at me like, the fuck? I'm right here.
I'm right here, asshole.
And I'm like, I know. I said it loudly because she's not going to ask you, but I will.
Right. Nice. You're that friend.
But she says she actually got.
We take Charlie on all of our excursions.
She told me that she actually got to like talk to him. Like it was like it was an icebreaker.
Yeah.
He's a guy. It wasn't that busy of a con anyway. So talk to your neighbors over there. You get to meet
cool.
Michael Biehn.
I'd like to meet him.
Yeah. So as far as I know, great guy. One of these days I'll pony up and buy his autograph, but I just hate paying those prices at conventions. They're getting outrageous lately.
That's why I'd just rather have the selfie.
The selfies are fun till they start costing $50, the same as an autograph. That's when it starts getting a little silly.
Well, I've only been to Horror Hound, so that's all I can speak on. But not terrible.
No, it's just getting up there.
Yeah, I know, but in this economy, it's hard
economy,
yeah,
we have to run ads.
So let's have a commercial.
Well, you got it right after this. In a world filled with bad movies, two men risk it all to bring you a podcast that covers the very worst of cinema.
I did not hit her. It's not true. It's bullshit. I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, hi, Mark.
Join these unlikely heroes as they deep dive into Z-movie classics.
I am Torgo. I take care of the place while the master is away.
Cheesy action films.
I will send you to hell. I've been there.
for 10 years!
Badly dubbed Italian horror.
Mother, this closet smells of death.
Right through to modern cinematic catastrophes.
Oh, no, not the beast! Not the beast! Ah!
Dominic Lawton.
Oh, my God!
Can be wild.
We have such sights to show you.
Oh, the Bad Movie Cult. Available every 2 weeks wherever you get your podcasts.
I didn't come here to talk. Lucky for you, they did.
All right, we're back from commercial. Where did I leave off after we were talking about conventions and every other thing that doesn't pertain to The Rock?
About how amazing Michael Biehn is and this whole cast.
Mike,
we can jump.
Oh yeah.
Is it Biehn?
Bean. I don't know.
I've always called it, yeah.
I didn't.
Potato.
Yeah, he knows who we're talking about. He knows I'm talking about him.
Yeah, he's
Totally
listening.
fine. But yeah, this is again the action movie trope. You got to get all the people that are the inner workings of the government. We got to come up with a plan. We got to have a plan B.
Meeting around a table.
Big table. The president's on the phone. They call each other by their first names. Al, how we doing today, Al? Well, I'm not doing too great today. I'm telling you.
It does surprise me that they know each other by their first names, though. I mean, like, we got 5-star generals and 3-star generals. They all, once you get that high up, they all know each other.
Well, one of my other favorite things to really kind of drive home the Ed Harris character with Hummel is they're going over his dossier, and they're doing it's like 3 medals of honor, 2 Purple Hearts, a silver, and a congressional medal of holy shit. This guy
lots
is a
of
hero.
bling.
Unbelievable.
Yeah,
bling. Right. Yes.
He's a war hero.
Yes,
and that kind of sends it home a little bit more. And look, these guys down here know why he's doing it. They know he's not wrong in what he's doing. Because they're all like, yeah, we kind of did that. Oh shit! Now you're telling them all of our secrets.
Yeah, he knows classified information
about the slush fund where they're trying to get the money. Like Hummel is even like, I don't even want the taxpayers' money. You fucking have this money stashed
sitting in a Swiss bank account.
Yeah,
somewhere.
Everywhere else. So he's not even fucking over the American people. He tells the hostages, "We will not keep you for as long as needed." Like, he is very upfront about everything. And that, as you watch it, you realize, yeah, he's bluffing. Like, by the time the end of the movie comes out and whenever he diverts the bombs, you realize he's not going to kill anyone. That's,
right.
Civilian. And that's the only way he kind of redeems his honor back at the end of this
He's
movie.
not a supervillain.
No.
He could have been a supervillain.
I love that moment when they first get to Alcatraz and there's that school visiting and touring, and he's so sweet to those little girls. He's like, "Hey girls, come here. I want you to go tell your teachers you have to go. Something's happening. Get on the bus and go home." Like, he at least got the little kids in the schools out of the danger zone, per se.
Teacher is listening to your kids when they're like, "Teacher, some guy said we got to go home." Like, shut up, get back in the tour.
In this movie sphere, that's exactly what they did. And then the teachers listened, and then they all scurried and got on the bus and drove back to school.
I've been on the field trips. Teachers don't give a shit what we say. We didn't even get to say where we want to eat lunch.
We're doing this.
In Michael Bay movies, they do.
Michael Bay movies, the kids definitely can get out of trouble. But
Transformers.
There you go. Which Pete? Transformers or Armageddon? He's covering his face.
Oh,
he's like, this is one of those impossible things. Michael Bay month. Because you know what Michael Bay has also done? He was involved with the Texas Chainsaw remake in 2003.
That's the best. The best Texas Chainsaw. Yeah.
I'm out. I'm done.
No, hey, the whole reason I did not pick Armageddon for April is because I know you hate it. But that was,
and the whole reason I'm gonna pick it is because I know you hate it.
It's like,
two
I'm
sides of the same coin. Oh my god!
Revenge is sweet, by the way.
Sweet. That's fine. It is what it is. I love a good Godzilla movie. Anyway, let's get.
That's not revenge.
But yeah, I like how they set Hummel up. They start planning this incursion. We get the cool, like, definitely Nicolas Cage not knowing at all. He's like, his legs are shaking when they're on the helicopters.
Mhm.
He is nervous as all get out. Sean Connery's just staring at him the entire time, like this motherfucker's going to get us killed. You guys realize that? I was waiting for someone to say that, like, out loud, to be like, you all know he's going to get one of us killed, right? We're all in agreement that that's going to happen.
Yeah,
because that's the vibe everyone except for like Michael Biehn felt. Even, and we haven't talked about William Forsythe is kind of like our straight shooter in the movie. He's a no nonsense, because even he's like, the fuck is this guy doing here? He's a chemical geek or freak, and he goes, no, I'm a chemical super freak. It's like Nicolas Cage has to correct him, but William Forsythe is still just standing there going, that doesn't make it better. Like, you actually proved my point, even more. But it's great character development with Cage, though, seeing him go through all of this, experiencing this. This isn't normal field work either. Like, there's how many actual FBI, CIA guys could have done what they made Nicolas Cage do? Even if you're a field agent, you're not going underwater with the Marines.
This is war. This is terrorism.
Yeah.
This is like you.
This is Black Ops.
Right.
Yes.
And the way the uppers were holding, like, no one can learn about this. No, we cannot tell San Francisco about this.
Right.
Which is 100% true, because it would do exactly what they said is incite panic.
Oh yeah, I'd be getting the fuck out of there.
You can't even get out of there in rush hour. Could you imagine a catastrophe like that?
It would
and
be awful.
Even though they had 40 hours heads up, like, even though Hummel said don't put this out on the news, it was kind of a no-brainer that we can't say anything about this.
Yeah.
Like, people would literally die before the bombs even hit. Like, people would be killing each other and
trying to get
running
out.
each other over, trying to get out. It would be mass pandemonium.
Our Secretary of Defense would just message all his people.
Yeah.
And it would get out anyway. And then
important people are going to get out. That's just, there you go. Government again.
Important.
Yeah. Quotation marks. Important.
But the
in
movie,
1996, we're not saying anything going on right now.
I forgot what I was going to say. Fuck. Where was I going? Oh, but what we don't. Yeah. But what we don't realize is that in Hummel's little group, there's rogue ones who are full on ready to just kill anybody and everybody who gets in the way. And when they finally come head to head in that shower room, all it takes is just one false move, because the tension is so high. It's just a total accident, and gunfire is just going off. And Hummel's screaming, "Stop! Ceasefire!"
Yeah, I'll give it to the Marines, because they tripped or something, and
somebody knocked
rubble
concrete down,
something over, and that's like, boom! It's a firestorm at that point.
But you're a professional. You should know.
No, you're throwing a match into
a powder keg.
A powder keg.
Yeah,
and that scene is so very real to me. Like, it's so high tension. Everybody is at high alert and just waiting for someone to give the word to shoot, or someone to shoot without provocation.
Right. They pretty much know neither side's going to throw their guns down.
No one's going to shoot. No one's going to shoot first in that situation.
Yeah.
Where there was a loud something going on to the left or to the right, whatever it was, that gave somebody impetus for like,
Your fingers on the trigger.
It's on the trigger.
They're also in a kill box.
And
I mean, there was no.
I hate these situations. These are like, there's no way to talk your way out of it. People are going to die, and I despise that. I hate this situation.
Almost everybody dies except
everybody does.
Cage and Connery.
Well, all the good guys die.
Yeah. It was an unwinnable situation, and I think that just kind of, if anything, it kind of helps drive home Hummel's point. Is you're following orders right now. I did that, and now I'm not. You have the ability to say no, like I did, and I didn't. You should say, because in Hummel's mind, say no, throw your weapons down. We'll throw you in the jail cells. No one has to die. But because they are following orders, they are trying to protect San Francisco from a terrorist attack. In Michael Bind's crew, they can't say we give up. They can't say throw down your weapons. It's an unwinnable circumstance.
Right. Yeah. It's so hard because Ed Harris has them
dead to rights.
Thank you.
Yes.
Oh shit. I had a point and I lost it.
That's okay.
It happens to me all the time.
I don't know if it's more beer you need or less at this point.
No, it could be anything. Who knows at this point?
I don't know.
Row.
Nope, I got nothing.
That's okay.
I had it. I had a really good point. God damn it.
You're talking about Hummel, and Hummel had them dead to rights. Like there was no way they were winning. And they had them surrounded, all up above them at the, from the high ground.
Well, and they were well more prepared too, because you're going up against people that are trained the exact same as you, but yet that little bit extra. Like Dr. Cox is the guy that sets up that motion trembler. He goes,
that was cool.
They're going to think it's a laser, but I've added my own element to this, and they're not going to expect it because it's not something that's, regular issue.
Right.
And that is what gets them. Bine is following the book. Hummel has the ability to not have to follow the book. And that's another way to look at it too, is Hummel's off doing his own thing, and he is probably more accepting of a soldier like Michael Bine's crew to die in this than the civilians. So if someone's going to die, he can take that better because he's lost soldiers before. They signed up for that job. The civilians didn't sign up to be hostages. So even though he doesn't want them to die, it's also called, we got roaches, we need to flush them out. They're going to fuck up our plan. We now have to eradicate whoever's left. They're drop good fucking fire bombs going through sewer systems. Love it. Every bit of it. Fire rolling through, jumping down into water to get out of the fire, which they actually did. They convinced Sean Connery and Nicolas Cage to go underwater during the explosion. Wow. And they had to be
hell yeah,
to do it. So that shot of them from below, like the Thunderball shot you're talking about.
Yeah.
Well, not the. I think you're talking about the Navy incursion Thunderball part with the subs
when they're in the sewers and they've got the fireball going through the sewer itself.
Yeah, that
they literally
were there.
Are you saying they jumped into the water?
The camera shot. So what I think is they obviously would have filmed them just jumping, but to do the setup for the camera underneath, they had to be underwater when they set off a fire explosion.
That makes sense. Yep.
But the Nicolas Cage and Sean Connery didn't want to do it. They had to be convinced to do. I don't know. I'd do it. I'd be like, I'm in water. How bad can it be? Like water's not flammable. It's totally fine. Pete, what's the opposite of fire?
Water.
Pete, if that was a vat of beer and they said jump in and we're going to shoot off a fireball.
The problem is I'm going to drink it all before the.
I was going to say the problem is you're already in the vat of beer. Pete's already like,
ladies and gentlemen, don't drink beer through a straw. It's not a good idea.
Oh God, I hate drinking pop through, unless I'm at a restaurant in a cup. I hate drinking through a straw. That is. And that's
I
just
like it.
that's just because I don't want to drink through a cup that's been through the wash.
I'm an
baby.
adult. I don't need to drink through a straw anymore.
Well, when you're an older adult, you might need to drink through a straw. So just remember that when you're.
Oh, that's not very nice.
It's a circle of life, Pete.
I love it. Oh, but yeah. So we get Nicolas Cage and Sean Connery are now the only two that can stop all of this. We've lost all of the Marines.
Everybody.
Said, it's sad because they Ed Harris is like, I am going to kill you all, and I don't want to.
Right.
And Hicks is like, I have to follow my duty.
Yes.
And fuck that shit. I hate that shit.
I know. You
La-
hate
ladies
that
and gentlemen
realism
of the armed services, I'm so sorry. I don't understand the duty that would, like, you are clearly at a disadvantage to the point where you and your entire company are going to die. It's very, very clear.
In this scenario, yes.
In this scenario.
In this
right.
scenario, yes.
You are here, they're up there, you're going to die. Sorry, it's just going to happen.
Yeah.
And Harris knows it, and it says, please stop the aggression. We'll work this out.
Yeah.
And
they're like,
no.
no.
Down, we'll lock you up. Yeah, no. That's what I'm saying.
Man,
it's an unwinnable.
I don't get the
circumstance.
machismo. I mean, there's a time and place when you're like, well, we'll get you next time.
It's to the last man, Pete. That's
okay. I don't get it. I don't get it.
You're not.
Well, the mercenaries get pissed toward the end because he is bluffing, and the government called his bluff. And then Ed Harris is like, "Well, we're going to give him another hour." And then Tony Todd and the other dude's like, "No, we came here. We want our fucking money. Do your job.
Right.
Do the job you set out to do. What you brought us here for. What you promised us." I mean, Ed Harris made too many promises, ultimately. If he was just going to bluff and show his card, then he should have been upfront about that. But, I mean, after everything that the government had already done up until that point, what did he really expect they were going to do? Just hand over the money? Just because he had some poison gas?
Yeah, because he's done that.
That would have killed 250,000 people.
But the reason he thinks it's going to work is because he's been involved in that exact scenario with other terrorists. They ask for money and the government will give it to them. So he knows it's something that would work. And that's his ace is had he actually let that one hit the stadium, they would have paid. They would have paid because other terrorists would have killed the guy that they hold the gun to. They would have been launching a missile every 5 hours of that 40 hours.
Yeah.
That's how they would have been doing it. Until you pay us, this missile's going to launch. This missile's going to launch.
If he was a raving maniac, yes.
Yeah. But he's banking on them thinking that he's lost it because he has seen that happen in his tours. He knows firsthand what the government is capable and willing to do. But the government is also playing up on the fact that he's a war hero, and they're hoping that he will come to terms. Plus, they also have the people that are there. They're hoping that they get their contingency with the thermite plasma, which will consume the VX if they can get it working, which was like their Hail Mary thing that was going to happen.
That was a Hail Mary for sure.
But that's,
hey, let's use this chemical to counteract this chemical. Whee!
Dude.
We have no idea if this is going to work.
That's the world we're in, Pete. Like, we create shit and then go,
I hate all of this.
That's real life, though, Pete. We create shit and go, oops. I know you don't like this stuff. You don't like it. You'd rather just let a serial killer run around with a steak knife stabbing people.
We can stop that guy.
We can stop that guy. Not apparently not. They keep doing 27 movies of them.
That guy's not going to kill 70,000 people in minutes.
Jason did.
70,000?
He took out that whole space station.
Oh, this is a good point.
That was a one-off.
I stay corrected.
Back to Jason X.
I just wanted to get him going because I was going to nail him. That's all I was waiting for. Setting that shit up. Like, oh, here we go. But anyway, back to Nicolas Cage and, Sean Connery running around in the sewers. This is when they really kind of, Sean Connery's ready to say, fuck it, I'm out of here.
He did.
Which
he
I also
totally pieced out.
He pieced out on him. But I love when he came back. He goes, I was your age when I swam this channel. There's no way I can do it. Like he had an excuse for why he came back.
You know where I was going to go? I don't want to go that way no more.
But also you kind of have to think that because Nicolas Cage tells him, hey, the scuba gear and everything's on the other side of the island. Mm-hmm. I'm sitting there going, fucking Sean Connery knew that the whole time. Like he was not going to swim the channel. He was going to go get those
but
things. And,
I think he went and okay, here we go. We're going to do this. I don't think I can do this.
That water's cold. I don't want to do it. I just rolled through a fire Star Trek furnace. Was it always in those Star Trek episodes that something would pound, something would spin? Yep. And he's like, I timed it. I'm like, motherfucker, that was in not
Galaxy
in time.
Quest, by the way.
That was.
We should do Galaxy Quest one of these days.
Why is this here?
Because it was in the show.
Sigourney Weaver is fan. Anna, have you ever seen Galaxy Quest?
It's been a long time.
Oh, God. It's so good.
I love
like Sigourney Weaver was so happy that she had great big tits in this movie.
Yeah. She's them
like,
off.
Look, I got boobs.
I got one job and I'm gonna do it. Oh, it's so good. So good. But yeah, and that was also one of the things, even when I watched it, I think it's about the third or fourth time I watched this, and they go, okay, how did you get in? Well, you came in through these service tunnels, right? And he goes, yep, that's where I came out. That's where we go in. So they're in where he was going out. Why did he have to roll through the fire?
Because the door opened
on the other side.
Yep.
Where if you're escaping, you would have unlocked the door and walked into the room.
Yeah,
Anna's over here like, son of a bitch.
He's right.
That's a Michael Bay
point.
movie.
Well, because it's so epic for him to open the door and be like, welcome to the Rock. Like, he said it that moment. Yeah.
I'm not mad that they did it. Also, that the guy's like, I know you said to never leave his side, but it's like, stand fast, Sergeant. Just let him go. But it's these little things now when I watch them and I'm like, wait a minute. That doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
Yeah. Did you see that light bulb go off a minute ago? I'd never realized that.
Totally saw Anna's face. Like she ever so slightly tilted her head and looked up like, son of a bitch.
Yeah, that's
Michael Bay is so good at nobody will see this.
It's not it's called no one's gonna give a shit.
No one's gonna
give a shit. Yeah. I'm Michael Bay. I have all the money. It doesn't matter.
Well, hell, at this time, man, we're still talking second movie. Michael Bay, he'd only done Bad Boys.
Second movie? Are you kidding me?
This is after Bad Boys. He hadn't done Bad Boys 2 yet. Now he had done this. I mean, Michael Bay started out with music videos. Right. But yeah, this was his second big one. Right. This is also
a lot of money. I don't know how much money was spent on this movie, but it was clearly a lot.
And then this is also a Simpson Brunkheimer joint, which their names are always synonymous with
and
like
Connery
the trailer said,
helped
Top
produce
Gun and
this
shit.
too, didn't he? He threw some money into this. Not directed.
He didn't throw money.
No.
People forget this is actually a Disney joint. This is
a Disney joint.
It's their other.
That's why they're not swearing too much.
Oh no, they swear no. But no,
Amblin?
Disney had that other studio that they would release art. It was Amblin or something like
Amblin.
that.
Yeah.
Amblin. Yeah, that's Steven Spielberg.
So
is that Spielberg?
Disney was
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
riding Michael Bay's ass in this movie. Like things were going a little over budget. Things, weren't timing out the way they
Michael
want.
Bay, of course, is going to over budget.
And he was supposed to go to a meeting with some Disney executives. Sean Connery happened to be walking by him when he overheard that, and he goes, "Hey, want me to tag along?" And Michael Bay's kind of like,
yes,
if you're
want
Sean
to,
Connery,
go anywhere with me you want to."
And according to what Michael Bay said, Sean Connery was wearing like an outfit he was getting ready to go golfing. So my guess is peak Scottish is what Sean Connery looked like right there.
So he had a kilt on, and you could still see his penis.
That's how Sean Connery was. Well, anyway, they went to the meeting, and Michael Bay walks in first to the executives. They see him, and then all of a sudden they see Sean Connery standing behind
him.
Sir,
at that point,
Sean Connery.
Yeah.
And Sean Connery went to bat for Michael Bay, saying he's doing a fantastic job. Leave him alone. This will get done. You have my word on it, basically. Like giving them all of the assurances. And the executives are like, okay. If you say so, Sean Connery. But yeah.
Hilarious that like big wig Hollywood money bags get like
weak need
weak need. That's by a superstar who's done everything and has brought in money for everything he's almost done.
I mean,
because it just goes back to show that they don't care about the directors or like what goes on behind the scenes. It's the
writers,
faces,
or the creators,
the faces. Bring in the money.
Oh, this is, I imagine, almost exactly like Tropic Thunder, where he has the director has to go talk to Tom Cruise. He's like, "Where the fuck is he? Where the fuck
your
is
own
he?
Face.
I want you to punch him really fucking hard." The key grip has to punch the director.
Oh my gosh!
I feel like that the Disney executives thought they had that kind of power until the goddamn guy that taught the Highlander walked in behind.
Hey, so Michael Bay actually got his start directing a shit ton of music videos. Donny Osmond, the Neville Brothers, Chicago, Hearts in Trouble. That was for Days of Thunder. Was that his first movie he directed?
Well,
I'll get up to that.
Michael Bay didn't direct it. That was
Jerry Bruckheimer.
Yeah, that's a Bruckheimer. Simpson
And Tony Scott. Tony
Tony
did
Scott.
It. That's right. Yeah. Okay. Winger, Tina Turner, Meatloaf. He directed that "I Do Anything for Love" music video.
Which is epic. That's damn near a movie.
And his first feature was Bad Boys.
Yep,
Bad Boys was first, and then The Rock.
Yep, The Rock is his second big feature film. But he was tied in with the right people, and I think this was
connections.
It was Simpson that passed away.
He tore my soul out with Transformers and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Transformers was a big movie in my what year did that come out?
Sucked.
Teenage years.
Sucked.
Midnight showing for that. That was
one
fun.
Wasn't terrible. They got worse as it went. It wasn't terrible.
G.I. Joe, Turtles.
Turtles was bad.
Yes.
Turtles was bad. G.I. Joe wasn't G.I. Joe.
It was bad.
It wasn't G.I. Joe. I don't even want to call it G.I. Joe. None of those movies were good.
Well, he directed Pearl Harbor too.
Yeah, Pearl Harbor's great.
Yeah, we watched that. I took a class in high school called Film and Modern History, so we watched a bunch of war movies and movies that were very influential, like Life is Beautiful. That's when I first watched that movie. Sad as shit, but very good.
Why are war movies in? Okay, whatever.
What do you mean? Why are war movies in? That was
why
a
are
huge
war
thing.
movies in film classes? Why can't we do something like
film? The class was called Film and Modern History. That was a tie-in.
Yeah. And it's Pearl Harbor, which is basically a romance movie around the attack on Pearl Harbor.
That's okay.
It's a good movie.
No,
I
it
like
is not. a good
Yes,
movie.
it is a good
We
movie.
watched Saving Private Ryan too. Yeah.
There's another one of Pete's favorites.
Shaving Ryan's Privates. Yes.
You love that one. That's a great one. That's a great one. All right, back to The Rock.
Yeah.
The Rock.
We're side tangenting on.
Yeah, that's okay. So you got to get the one of the best lines ever.
Yes, agreed.
Uttered in a movie, any movie.
Agreed.
Is trying to get your partner to kind of nut up and do the job.
I'll do my best.
Like, do your best. Losers always talk about doing their best.
That's good.
Winners go home and fuck the prom queen.
So epic.
Carla was the
and then
prom
Nick Cage
queen.
comes back and says, "Well, she was the prom queen, or whatever it was." And
well, he says it. He actually gets a little guttural. He goes, "Carla was the prom queen," and then Sean
That's what he
Connery kind
needed.
of like nods.
Yeah,
He's
you
like, "Really?
get her, God."
Yeah."
I do love when he gives him the dad thumbs up later too, or before
Dude, I
before that.
love that.
Where you going? Okay.
Okay. What does that mean? What do you? As every new generation's, because I'm a thumbs up guy. You send me something in a text and I ain't got time to text you back. I am letting you know I read what you said and I have assimilated what you said,
what
and
that
I
means?
thumbs up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, my dad does that. Big old thumbs up.
That's why they've like new generation hate that. They treat it like a middle finger.
Sometimes
But
I
I'm
feel
gonna
that way.
send Every
I kind of think
new
that with dad,
generation a
but
thumbs up.
Yeah,
like
to
if
me,
if I had a coworker send me a thumbs up, I'd be like, "The fuck did I do to you?"
yeah, bitch. What?
Yeah, what I do?
I do it because if I'm busy and I'm like, okay, I better let them know I seen it.
Yeah,
Thumbs up. Or if
that's
it's
fair.
a generic question, yes, I agree. I am not going to sit here. I am not a text generation. I fucking hate texting. I will call your ass. I'm that person. you
Okay,
hate.
interesting.
You've never called me, Charlie.
No, I've never texted you either.
This is also true.
Yeah, I don't count the chats as texting. That's
No,
totally
that's
different.
different.
Yeah, that's different. But no, it's well to Pete. I take that back. We have texted. That's how we were talking to Leo and Steven there for a while. So I'm sorry. I'll call you more. That's my error.
Liar.
I'll give you.
I also have not called you, Charlie. So
That's true. It's a two-way street, sir. It's a two-way street. But now we get the epicness of them trying to hunt the missiles down. They get into the morgue. You know, you got your random henchmen that you're always going to have, Marine guys, and awesome shootout. Nick Cage just holding his arm up over top of the desk, firing indiscriminately.
Yeah,
Sean
it's
Connery actually
stupid.
planning where he's going to shoot.
It's so stupid.
Shoots the one guy in the foot, knocks him down, then shoots the air compressor,
conditioning
whatever
unit
it
or
is, lands on them mother. Oh God, I love that.
That was
Just
epic.
Crunch.
Damn.
And I love it. He's like, we got to do. Is that normal? What the foot thing?
Yeah.
Foot is moving.
Yeah, that happens. Can you do something about it? Like what? Kill him again?
Cage is just so out of his depth in this movie, and it's so funny to see where he starts and then how we finish with him totally
I
literally
also
nutting
agree
up.
that he's managing. He's holding these balls of death in his hand.
Exactly.
And he's like, can you do something so that I don't have to see that?
Mm-hmm.
I need to concentrate. So,
and I love too when he's like, he's passing it off to Connery, and in that moment, you know, Connery's kind of been directing him and telling him what to do and how to do things, and then in that moment, the pages flip, and now Connery's like, oh no, I'm going to listen to him because, you know, I might be able to kick ass, but he knows about this shit, and I don't know anything about it, so he's like grabbing it and being real careful.
That. Yeah, you're right. How clearly afraid Sean Connery when Nick Cage explains what this ball can do if it explodes or if it
just
cracks.
pops.
Just one.
And he's all of a sudden going, oh.
I
mean,
like
strands of these.
Literally terrified.
And he's like, don't. It was every dad yelling at their kid of something like, don't fucking do that. And the kid's just like scared shitless, like, oh, I fucked up. That's exactly what that
deer
felt
in
like.
headlights.
This is where the movie is starting to respect itself, where there's an action guy and there's a nerd guy, and they're come
equals
together and they start respecting each other, because I think Nick Cage always respected action guy because it's action guy, right?
Well, he's still alive. He saved his life how many times now?
Right.
Yeah.
But now Nick Cage is like, do not fuck with this.
I mean,
listen to me very, very closely.
Yeah.
Because this is nothing to screw with.
And they did.
And however, whatever processed in Sean Connery's brain understood and respected it and actually put fear into his person.
Well, the other
he
thing
was
that
clearly afraid of this.
Yeah.
He was,
the other thing to remember is there's two important people in this entire mission. One is Sean Connery to get him in there.
Yes.
But the most important person is Nick Cage. He's the
100%.
only one
100%.
that can disarm these rockets. Like, yeah, he's only taking out the guidance chip, but it's not easy to get to. He has to know all of this. And yeah, he could have been like, okay, you open up this panel, you pull these things out, but it's that pull those things out. No one would have been as careful as him.
He's a chemical bomb squad is what he is.
Yeah, that he defused C4 earlier, which is why we saw that.
Cuckoo crazy pants. How do you get that skill set?
Right.
I don't know. But the
But
FBI's got him, and that's great. I
is
hope
the
that you're there for
the
us.
key for everything on this mission. And even Sean Connery realizes, I got to keep him alive. If there's any chance that this mission's going to work, he's got to do what he's got to do. And, you know, they get it where it's split up. Now there's only like 3 rockets left, and they fire one, and Hummel, that's when we find out Hummel's not ready to do what he set out to do, which is to, you know, kill thousands of people with one rocket. And he's got 16, I think is what he said. 15 because they
something like that.
They dropped one.
But they're down to 3 because
they're down to the 3.
Yeah.
They launch the one, and Hummel veers it. So now they're down to the 2 that they're on purpose and that they're trying to find. And even it's one of those things that Hummel kept the bluff only to himself. Even his right-hand guy, Baxter, was not in on that it was actually a bluff.
Yeah.
That now he sides with Hummel at the last second, which is the only reason Hummel stays alive long enough to tell Cage where the other rockets are hidden. Yeah. But it's just everyone there was ready to kill people except for Hummel. Like even Baxter was like, it's a means to an end.
No, I disagree. I think that Hummel's people were there for the cause, but the mercenaries that he hired, Tony Todd's people.
Well, yeah, you're talking
were
the cause,
there
but
for the violence.
What I'm saying is they were still okay with going through
was
with
there for
the
the
plan.
money, but that's not a question.
Hummel's people were there for the plan, though, too. Like if we don't get, if they don't listen to us, we are going to launch rockets.
Yes.
Baxter fully anticipated it. The other guys that were on Hummel's anticipated it.
But Todd's people were there for money
Only to get
or
paid.
death.
Yeah, it's I did this, you know, Todd sells it, and he, you know, fucking Candyman yelling at you like the fucking money, just
oh my god,
yeah, he killed
yelling.
it.
Oh, he 100% loved it, and I think he gets the funnest death in this movie with him and Cage, because they're like Cage just gets that stuff out of the rocket and he runs in that room and they're like talking to each other. He's like, I'm not going to use this gun. He's like, I'm going to get this with this knife. I'm going to get real close to you. He goes, you know, you remind me of someone. You ever heard the Rocket Man? I don't listen to that whatever pussy ass shit.
That lame ass, yeah.
Yeah.
Soft music.
Soft rock. Yeah, I
Soft
don't listen
rock,
to that pussy ass soft rock. He goes, well, it's you. you're the Rocket Man, and hits that fucking button and launches the Candyman right out that fucking window, and everybody's fucking freaking out like another rocket went off. Oh wait, it just like totally crash dived into the bay because there's nothing in it, and it took out Tony Todd, which fucked it up. I love it. I still laugh at that entire sequence of calling him the Rocket Man. It's one of, maybe not my favorite kill, hint hint, but I laugh at that one every time. It's just always, it's how you expect Nicolas Cage to actually drop a one-liner in this movie for not being the hero that you're used to having that drops one-liners all the time. He's like, normally you would just be like, hit the button. I'm not going to say anything witty at the end. I want to imagine he went as soon as everything was done, and him and Sean Connery were kind of like chilling for just a minute. He goes, "You want to know something cool? I dropped a one-liner when I killed that guy." Sean Connery's like, "Are you serious?" And he goes, "Yeah." "What'd you say?" He goes, "Well, he stood in front of a rocket, and I told him he was like the Rocket Man." "What the fuck's a Rocket Man?" Because he was still in prison when that song came out.
And then he's like, "You don't know who Elton John is?" And then he just spirals because not only is he a Beatle maniac, but he's like an old school maniac as well, music maniac.
My own deleted scenes that I would love to see is just them just having a nice little sit down discussion about everything that just happened, and Nick Cage like a kid talking to their dad, like, "Guess what I just did?
And then I did this, and then
awesome. That's fantastic. That's great. You did great." Just giving him those attaboys, just making him all proud and warm inside. Now we get to the countdown, the Michael Bay countdown in every movie.
So Michael Bay.
This is straight up Michael Bay. There has to be a timer. There has to be something. And it's not a bomb timer.
Without a timer. It's like, I fucking hate this.
I mean, kind of, you could say the Bad Boy movies don't have a timer, but there's always some kind of epically insane reason to have at the end of a movie. Yeah, there's always something going on. But this is like the Armageddon timer. This is the thermite plasma has been greenlit. They have it on to the Hornets, and they are coming in. That is we're going to kill the hostages. We're going to neutralize the bombs. We're going to kill the bad guys. We're pretty sure our people are dead. This is last ditch effort. They make a big dramatic thing with the president. This is the hardest decision I've ever had to make.
That speech is such bullshit. I hate it.
Well, it's not Bill Pullman giving me a speech, sir. It just doesn't have the same impact.
But I like that Bill Pullman speech.
Oh, the Bill Pullman one is unmatched.
It's awesome.
Unmatched.
I don't know. I get goosebumps with that presidential news report on Armageddon, like right before they launch, and you see
that's a good one.
All the countries watching and listening on the radio. That gives me chill bumps every time.
That one is also. Stop it, Pete. That is a good scene in that movie.
Shush.
Sure. Yeah, we'll discuss it in depth
when we get to it.
I got PTO coming up.
No, you don't.
So now we are aware of a clock ticking, even though Nicolas Cage really isn't aware that there's a clock ticking. But there's that tenseness coming where he's fighting the last guy, the fucking psychopath that has been in this movie from the get-go. You saw that guy earlier in the movie and went, "You're gonna fuck this up somehow."
You got the crazy eyes.
Crazy eyes, yes.
You look like that guy from the Warriors, like that. It's not him, but I don't even remember what this guy's name is. I've seen him.
He's popped up, in a bunch of stuff.
Captain Fry, Gregory Sporletter. Wow, that's a hell of a name. How did I not?
There's so many people that it's like, I know that guy. I know that guy. I know that guy. And there's
Raymond Cruz is in this
movie.
And he played Tuco Salamanca in Breaking Bad, and he was also in Alien Resurrection.
Yep. There's Bokeem Woodbine, who was in like some of the Spider-Man Homecoming. He's been in quite a few. I think he's the one that played the Shocker character that they tried to do.
Yeah, the Michael Keaton.
Yeah, the Michael Keaton with the vulture and all that. So
Vulture,
a lot of like faces that we've just seen
know,
in movies. You know them, you've seen them. We get this good scene. There's still there's a sniper that Sean Connery has to go take out because Nick Cage is at the lighthouse. this crazy guy's chasing Nick Cage down because he has the last guidance chip. Like there's all these rockets still, one guidance chip left because Sean Connery does the right thing.
Smash.
Nick Cage would have given him those chips back for that guy's life. We see that. Like he's like, he pulls them out of his pocket, like and Sean Connery snatches them, crushes them. That's what we do.
I
we
couldn't
have
agree
3
more,
more.
Charlie. That's sorry. I too many people's lives are in stake or at stake.
The good of the many outweigh the good of the one. That is 100%
that's a hard choice.
That's a hard pill. That is a hard pill.
It's a big pill to swallow, and that's what the government does.
Well, it's what they're doing. So we see it on a singular action just for them to experience.
Mm-hmm.
But the government in this movie is looking at it as 81, of those have to be sacrificed to save
versus 70,000 per rocket.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's
like
per rocket.
All life is precious, but you got to kind of look at it from a mathematic perspective at that point.
An existence type thing of survival.
At that level, you're right, Anna.
Yeah, and that's
when you're boots on the
choices.
ground.
The hardest choice he's had
Cage
to make.
and Connery are. You're trying to. You yourself are just trying to live.
You're trying to live. You don't want to lose any, which I think is a good thing because by the end of the movie, none of the hostages
all the
die.
hostages are
happy endings
safe.
For sure.
Yep.
Yeah,
as you can have a happy ending.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's still like everyone kind of wins.
You're right.
Yeah,
Anna, you're right.
But we get the really good scene with Nicolas Cage fighting this guy, and he has that one pearl of VX gas that
I hate this scene so much.
Why do you hate this scene?
It was telegraphed.
Yes, it was.
Because he's got this, and he puts. Oh my God! Nick Cage puts this delicate glass vial of the world's most potent acid virus fuckery, right? That
in his pocket.
Fuck you and everyone in 100 miles.
And he's just like, boop.
And he just tucks it in his breast pocket.
I can see a graph with that, Pete.
What did you want him to throw it like a fucking stink bomb?
No, I
like
know what me as a person am not going to put it in my breast pocket when I'm going to go up against a bad guy.
Well, it was his only option. Like he hid the rest of it. One got away. He's being shot at. You cannot if it had dropped anywhere else, it's still a risk to anyone that come around. So it's safer with the Kim guy. He's not going to fucking go ninja vanish when he throws it down.
Nick
Cage vanish.
Pocket sand.
Skin vanish.
Yeah, just gone. But what's telegraphed though? Not just that. We're telegraphed that he's gonna have to stab himself with the fucking atropine.
Well, that too. Yeah,
that's telegraphed like immediately.
From the first 10 minutes of the movie, you knew he was gonna have to stick his heart with. Man, stick your heart with a needle.
I'm with the intern. That's what I was telling Dad. I was like, there ain't no fucking way.
I guess we saw it in Pulp Fiction, so it's a thing, I suppose.
Say something.
Yeah.
Something.
But because Jackie was looking at this, she's like, I don't think that's where your heart is. I said, well, there's a reason. Well, there's a reason they always keep saying, look how big this fucking needle is. There's a breastplate. They're actually going under the breastplate to hit the heart.
Really?
You just said it in Pulp Fiction. You got to get through the breastplate. So you need to come down with a stabbing motion. Yeah, and really get because they say that in that movie. It's a longer needle. What happens if because you're less risk to hit a rib if you go that way and get it into your heart. So I don't buy it as a flub or anything. I think it's under your breastplate.
That was my observation in the chat.
It's fine. I saw it.
I think he missed.
Jackie said the same thing, and that's why I was like, I was going to bring it up.
Well, I think Jackie's a very smart person.
But I'm also like, that's a damn good drug because that guy's melting back there.
Yeah.
And that drug, Nick Cage looks totally
whatever's
fine.
the counter to this is
Apparently it doesn't do anything on the topical of your skin. It blocks all of that. It's not like, here's a needle and some lotion. Rub lotion on your hand first.
Rub the lotion on the skin.
Put the lotion on the skin, and you'll totally be fine. Unlike that motherfucker that looked like he was an extra in RoboCop. That's exactly what that guy looks like over there. And then the epic kind of felt like a bit of Platoon thrown in at the end of this movie, popping green flares, dropping down to your knees. But what I love,
with the needles sticking out of your chest,
yeah, flapping right there in the wind.
That shit made me laugh a lot.
But this is one of those times where I'm going to be like, fucking Michael Bay, you brilliant fucking bastard. Because any other movie, it would have been just in time for that pilot to not hit the button.
But he did, yeah.
But
you're right.
Launches it.
He does, like,
just as they're as soon as they say abort in his ear, his thumb was pushing.
Oh shit! I just launched it.
Yeah, and you're like,
"This is the thing I can do."
What?
That explosion gets real close to Nick Cage. You don't know what side of the island he is, and it is a good pause, waiting for the radio to come back, and the pilots go, "It's okay. It hit on the other side of the island." So people are celebrating, but again, he does it even better. Because Carla's in that same room, and she goes, "But I haven't heard Nick Cage's character, Godspeed. I haven't heard him. There's still a chance." And I think even not Womack, but
William Forsythe. He's the Billy Bob Thornton character from Armageddon.
Yes,
who's like comforting.
Yes, yes. Because even he has a solemn look, even though they said that it missed the hostages. Until Goodspeed gets on there and confirms everything's okay.
And it's the voice, like
yeah. I love that. Love that it still went off. We still got a massive explosion at the end of the movie. Michael Bay's got to get that shit in there. I love that he's making his mark, and I'm here for that. Like that will always get a kudos from me for him. I know he's gone way out there lately, but. This is peak Michael Bay for me. Right here. This is everything you love in an action movie in the 90s. And then obviously everybody's alive. Sean Connery alive. They have their little moment. Do you want to go on a honeymoon? You want to go to Kansas? Find this church. There's a pew. Because apparently he had the whole reason he's in prison.
The microfiche there.
He has a microfiche that have like government secrets on it. I'm like, how
Roswell,
fucking old are we?
Area 51.
Yeah, who shot
the
Kennedy?
JFK assassination.
Honey, you want to know who shot JFK?
Exactly. I also love that was still such a it's on microfiche. Really, it's still was such a big deal.
I think that's still a really secure way to store versus,
I guess. I mean,
versus the cloud somewhere.
Our government doesn't use a cloud, sir. You heard. We use a salt cave.
Oh, fuck's sake.
We use a salt cave.
It's true.
All right. Happy endings all around. They find out who killed Kennedy, and Sean Connery runs off into the wind to be James Bond
with his lady
in the next movie.
Oh, and Cage does. I mean, Cage.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say, wouldn't Sean Connery get a girl?
I know, yeah. Well,
not that I would be surprised.
His daughter, but that's not getting a girl.
To reconnect with his loved one.
Connecting with the girl.
It's Pete. He says everything.
I know.
What?
Yeah.
A lot of people die in this movie.
Anything for us? Just bodies.
Not really.
Body count.
Okay,
let's
so
guess.
do
this. Let's guess. How many? I want to say 12. I want to say
13. Okay, you say 12, so 13.
$1, Bob.
How can we do this? Because you guys are low.
$1, Bob.
Okay.
Both of you are low.
33. Are you counting the Marines at the beginning? Because they weren't on screen.
No, you don't count anything that was discussed. Only
33.
what dies on screen.
22.
Pete wins. It was 24.
Ooh, good job.
I mean, I love you, Anna.
Wow.
Rats.
This competition got spicy fast.
Real quick.
We're just guessing how many people died in a movie. Damn.
Like, suck it.
I'm the best.
Competitive over here.
It is. All right, let's pick our favorite.
Yeah, but they were all bad.
Let's start with Pete. Pete, take this time to think. Anna, what's your favorite kill in The Rock?
I have one.
You never do. Don't lie to me.
I'm actually going to go with the guy at the weapons storage where they steal the VX gas.
Oh, the
And
first one.
the few seconds we see him and those effects, like you said, the first time you see it, you're like, shit. Like you're expecting an action movie, which it is 100%, but then you get a few moments of super horror gore that just looks fantastic. And it's surprising and shocking, but it's something that would really happen. It's a real life horror that could happen. So yeah, I got to go with that one.
That's a good one. That's a solid one. Pete, what about you? What's your favorite kill in The Rock?
And I love that bubbling, boiling, melting. It's so gross. But my favorite is the guy that gets his toes shot off and then a refrigerator tossed on his head. That's not a refrigerator. What was it? It was an
air conditioner
HVAC or something.
Air conditioner, yeah. Heavy metal smush.
It was a heavy metal smoosh. Exactly.
That's another band name.
New band name, I call it.
That one made me laugh a bunch because when Nick Cage is telling Sean Connery, is like, he's got that, like, don't shoot the goddamn
missiles.
Because it's going to kill us all. And so Sean Connery, he pushes a drawer out of a desk or something and shoots this guy's feet. Like, ow!
That would hurt.
Damn it, that hurts.
Maybe you can't walk.
And then he shoots an air conditioner unit and it smashes him and smooshes him.
If I can't shoot towards the rockets, I'll shoot under and above.
Right.
It made me laugh so.
That was a good
that
one.
one made me laugh. That was a genuine tickle.
So with me, the one that makes me laugh will always be the Tony Todd death, the Rocket Man. To me, it's iconic. But I'm right there with Pete. When that fucking thing falls on that guy's head, you are not expecting that in a gunfight. Like, it's just boom. Like, it falls with weight.
Yeah.
And then the foot wiggles again. Like that one.
And it keeps wiggling.
It keeps going. Like, he shoots the feet, he falls down, crush the head, feet are wiggling. Like, that is prolonged. And I love that it goes from actiony, to holy fuck to now I'm laughing my ass off because his feet are wiggling.
Right.
He's like, I can't kill him again. Emotions are it spans the spectrum basically of how do you get a really good kill? How do you get on our list? Drag it out a little bit. We have a lot of fun with it.
Look at those the maid kills in Ready or Not. That one that's gurgling over there.
Yes.
And Elaine finally like
chops the head off. It's basically that. She Michael Bay'd that maid in Ready or Not.
She did. She absolutely did.
All right. Well, let's rate this bad boy. All right. Let's start with Pete. Pete, how are you ranking The Rock?
I don't like Michael Bay. I don't care for his movies. I think he's taken some of my childhood away from me with Turtles and G.I. Joe.
You could go watch the old cartoons.
It's like part of my soul has been ripped from my body from this director.
Unforgivable.
On this dog, where has Michael Bay touched you?
Like, shut up. This is my review. He's a plague on society. This movie didn't suck. I'm going to give it 7.
Really? That all?
It didn't suck. And I enjoyed parts of it, but I fucking still hate Michael Bay. Done.
It's a fair score, I feel
My
like.
review.
I don't know if I want to call that like I'm happy that it's high.
It's a fair
but
score for Pete, I feel like.
But see,
no shade.
I hate this kind of military bullshit. I hate Michael Bay. That car chase was really good. It was really good.
Practical effects.
And mostly practical effects.
Great
7.
cast.
Great cast. 7. That's what you get, Michael Bay.
I'm just
suck it, Michael Bay.
I feel like for some reason he's weighing way too heavy because I seem to remember covering a little movie that honestly is kind of this exact same footprint.
Oh shit.
Oh God, it is. But you fucking loved Executive Decision.
Did I?
You did.
Well, because Steven Seagal got killed in it.
Yeah, but it's also
that gives another 1.5 or something.
But it's also a government guy who doesn't do field work gets put in with a bunch of Marines that have to infiltrate an airplane, but not Alcatraz to defuse a bomb that is going to kill people with a bunch of chemicals.
It also wasn't Michael Bay.
I was saying, I think the Michael Bay thing you're weighing way too heavy on. This movie's way better than the score you're giving.
I don't like this guy.
I'll take the 7, but I need people to remember.
Son of a bitch, Michael Bay.
Pete loved Executive Decision, which blew me and Nate away because we were like, Pete's gonna fucking hate this movie. He loved it.
It's fun when that happens, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Caught me off guard at that point. Okay, fine.
I'm not going to watch it again, but it was fine.
Fine. All right. Anna, what are you ranking The Rock?
The Rock is a solid 10.
Wow!
I feel like I've been given perfect scores lately on both my shows, but I don't care. Yeah. We've been all covering some bangers, some fun first-time watches, too, and I don't care. It's a 10 to me. It's rewatchable, like you said, Charlie. You can throw it on in the background. Just to have something on the TV.
That's a lot to be said. That's a lot to be said.
It's a comfort. It's got a comfort movie.
Throw it on the background. If you understand it, you know what's going on.
Yeah.
I think that's a lot of fun. Yep.
Stop in between vacuumings and be like, oh, this is where the air conditioner falls.
Let it go.
That guy.
You could find it on television, and no matter what point it is in the movie, you can leave it on right there and just go.
Yep.
There. I had a feeling that was going to be Anna's score.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
throwing out 10s like I'm Oprah. 10s and 5s, baby.
Everybody gets a 10. You
get a 10.
No. We need the Anna book club sticker where everything gets a 10 for VHS tape. Stamp. There we go.
Can you do a Pizza Hut book club stamp for the
Pete-uary?
No, we do a movie club where you have to watch so many movies and we get it. Dude, that'd be an awesome giveaway.
Yeah.
We give people certain people and they get to watch all these movies and then we'll give you a gift certificate for a free personal pan pizza or some shit.
We'll have to make a quiz to make sure they actually watched it.
Mm-hmm.
Think like accelerated reader, but for movies.
What did Anna think about this? What did you think about this? Yeah.
It's fun.
Like the one parent that's like, fuck it, you read all these. We're getting free pizza.
Yeah,
today.
We did it all. The parent that's doing the homework.
You go back to school, hand it in. The teacher's looking at you like, there's no fucking way.
You didn't do all this shit.
You didn't read Wuthering Heights. You didn't read The
Johnny
Stand.
Tremaine.
Yeah, you didn't read that shit.
Actually, I read Johnny Tremaine. That's awesome.
I read the Hardy Boys. That's how I got through it. So
Hardy Boys is good.
I love reading the Hardy Boys books. With me, I kind of got to do this like I did Kill Bill. I think I'm gonna be like The Rock is a 9.5. I don't know what I would change to make it a 10.
Fair,
because Con Air's a 10 for me. Like that movie is just peak action, everything with Nicolas Cage in it.
Con Air is a much higher. That's like a 9.5 for me.
Yeah, it's like
Okay.
if
that
Pete's saying
movie-
that's a
that
9.5.
movie's a lot
That's
of fun.
That's a 10 for me. You know, with John, they're both great casts around Nick Cage. Everything.
It's a stupidly wonderful cast. Yes,
and it's one of those like, if it's ever which do I want to watch, it's almost always Con Air.
Con Air. Yeah,
but then I get done watching it, going, fuck it, I'm going to watch The Rock now. You know,
Double feature.
I get done with that, and I'm like, fuck it,
You're
throw
not
Face
wrong.
Off in.
Right.
You know, I will. And I'm old school. Like, I have my Blu-ray of Firebirds. I fucking love Nick Cage in action movies, man. It's Top Gun with helicopters. It's fucking awesome. It's, yeah. I think I feel comfortable saying a 9.5. And
okay,
that's just because I love Con Air so much more.
That's fair.
But this is a fantastic movie. Everyone should own it.
Yeah.
I'm hoping we get a good 4K of it at some point. That's about the way I'll probably upgrade.
Oh, there's no 4K.
There is a
of this
4K.
movie?
Where? I couldn't find it.
I told you in the Slack how I found it.
On streaming. I want to buy it. I want a physical 4K.
Oh, but they have released a 4K. Is there just not any out?
Ooh, The Rock.
I don't know if it's cheaper.
I'm pretty sure they have a 4K.
Rock 4K. We'll find out real time. There's a Criterion Collection Blu-ray that is $50.
Maybe that's
There
what I'm
is
thinking.
The
No.
Rock. Yeah, I'm looking right at The Rock Blu-ray Steelbook for $200 on eBay right now.
Eat a bag of dicks.
Yeah. There is not.
I love me some movies, but I don't
There,
love me a
this one right,
$200
this right
movie.
here is saying 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray and digital code.
Wow!
Where? But what?
Right there
who's
on her
doing that?
phone that she just.
I'm on
put it out?
Google.
I'm on Google too. I did The Rock night.
Yes, you guys got to wrap this up at Go Potty.
Okay, no. You're right. The 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray release of The Rock is scheduled for release on April 29th, 2025. That's like in 8 days.
Right.
Did we just pull a witchy thing?
Is that Kino Lorber?
It's just what the AI overview says on Google. You know how it'll do like a synopsis at the top.
I'll dig more. So yeah, hey, apparently by the time this comes out,
Well,
we should be able to get The Rock on 4K. I will.
witchy things.
I will order
That's
that.
I love when this stuff happens.
Heck yeah. All right, Pete, I can let you go to the bathroom if you need to. and we can
No,
round it
keep
out.
going. Chop, chop.
You know, I got to say real quick. So I watched a movie recently that was a first time watch called The Wraith. And I described it as like in my head what I think of when I think of an 80s movie.
Mm-hmm.
Because regardless of the genre. And I feel that same way about The Rock with 90s movies. Like when I think of 90s movies, The Rock is at the top of my list. Sorry, my X-Files alarm went off. It's all the time. But yeah, I think it's perfect. I love it. It's a 10.
Y'all covered a little movie called The Wraith.
We did.
Yeah.
The Dustin hated.
Fucking Dustin!
You were so. I was reading that to them. Little D was cracking up.
Hated that.
A one!
I did not care for this movie, but Dustin hated The Wraith.
Have you ever seen The Wraith, Pete?
I don't think I have.
It's
no.
fun. I loved it.
And
Boobies.
for you, I'll watch it.
You should.
We'll talk about it.
We're gonna cover it.
Ooh,
I've actually been saving this movie.
Mhm.
Oh,
And little D just had to go, you know what? Fuck it. Let's just do The Wraith, and didn't run it by me first.
That's
'Cause I'd have
another
been like,
witchy thing, though.
little
that
D
he was
doesn't have
like,
to run anything by you. He's got his own show. You chill the fuck out.
Run it by me, Pete.
Run it by me.
Oh,
Lock it in.
Run it.
So do I have to run by movies
Yes!
that I do on
After
Beer
the
movie night?
after Commando bullshit, yes.
What the fuck ever?
You gotta run that shit by
Eat a
me.
bag of shit. That's
I got connections. I will go through Troy. Okay. So yeah. You have no power here.
Wait,
you
did
have no
listen to
power.
Son-in-Law yet? Son-in-Law was terrible.
See, I don't already like that. And I love Son-in-Law, so I don't care. All right. I'm not even going to do a trash opinion on this because I'll be 100% honest. I was reading through it and I was having a hard time finding decent
Something
ones.
bad. Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I don't like this movie, but I kind of like this movie. So
yeah,
whatever.
no, solid movie. 100% solid movie.
Yep.
All right.
What are we doing next week?
I don't know. This is still come what may.
Horror.
It's a horror pick. I haven't decided whether to let Pete off the leash. See, that worries me. But
I have
also
a list. I'm waiting to
see. I also haven't had a horror pick in a while since January, and I was like, do I want to bring my flavor horror, and then let Pete pick an action movie here in a little bit? But he shared a couple.
Yeah, that sounds good. Why don't you bring
Okay.
the horror, and then we'll let Pete pick the action.
bring the horror.
Because I'm
Okay.
hoping for another hard ticket to Hawaii-esque movie. Because that was a treat.
Why
I need
would-
to
why-
own that too. Damn it! I'm gonna
Why
search for
would
it.
you? Why would you open that box? Why would you open up Pandora's box? Okay,
Because
You
hard ticket
just
to
did it.
Hawaii was fun. That was
It was
probably my
awesome!
Look
favorite
at that
for
fucking
February.
face. Look at that face. That
Joy, pure joy,
is the goddamn puzzle box. He's going to go get his goddamn puzzle box. Right now.
radiating.
Oh no, he went and got the snake.
Oh, the
yeah.
sneaky snake.
The snake.
Hi, buddy. How you doing?
Memories.
I don't even want to look at it.
Memories.
All right. Well, I'll figure out a horror movie. You guys will find out before the episode drops.
Yay.
You, Pete and Anna will find out maybe in a day or so. I'm horrible at picking.
Give me time.
type stuff.
Give me time to watch
I
it.
will. I will give everyone time. I will make sure it's findable. You're still on probation. All right. You're still too new.
Me?
No, Anna. She's over
Anna's
here-
on probation?
Yeah, she's fucking fueling the fire under you over there. She's on probation now.
Well, P hasn't had a pick in a while. I feel bad for him too.
Did you see?
Yeah, the whole goddamn
snake
month.
has a mustache.
Why did you put a mustache on the
snake?
snake?
Has a mustache.
Oh, the
Hey, if you
step-
want
he's
to
the
continue
step snake.
following us, you can check us out over at Give Me Back My Action Movies, the Facebook group. Give Me Back My Horror Movies, the Facebook group. Both of us are on Instagram. You can also follow Nerd at the Movie. Follow Nerd at the Movies on Instagram, which is ran by our one and only Anna, who bridges multiple shows. This comes out in 2 weeks. Anna, what are you guys doing at the Barrens?
Oh, we're
She's like, we have no idea.
by the time this comes out, I think we'll have covered Deadstream. That you would.
Okay.
I don't know, Charlie. It's found footage, but it's strictly comedy. So that might be. But
That
I
might be a
didn't.
little
I didn't even want to suggest it. But I told Marley, I was like, "Hey, I'm about to watch this movie called Deadstream. You want to watch it with me?" No. You know, she's grinding on her game. They had an update. And I was like, now listen, because she's a YouTube kid. I was like, it's about a disgraced YouTuber who loses all of his followers and decides to go to a haunted house and gain them back. But plot twist, it's actually haunted. And she's like,
yeah.
Okay, I'll watch it with you. And she had so much fun.
I looked at. I've seen this. It's good.
It's fun. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, we're just
I'll
trekking
at least-
along. We're about to, I think, about this comes out, we'll be in Salem or have come back.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's right.
I
That's
know,
coming
next
up.
week.
So excited.
I'm excited.
excited.
I just
So,
can't hide it.
Make sure you're following Anna over
need to
at
take my shirt
Instagram
off.
so you
I'm
keep
so
up with the
excited.
Barons. Pete's somewhere. I don't know. What are you doing on Good Beer, Bad Movie Night this
We just
month, Pete?
released like today or yesterday. We released Son-in-Law with Pauly Shore,
which will be 2 weeks ago. So what comes out in May? Hard stop.
The Batwoman.
Oh goddamn! Really? You're doing the Batwoman? Kathleen's gonna hate you.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
No, the Batwoman is a hoot. It's a
Like 1960s
yeah, it's
Batwoman.
a
I know what
luchador-
movie you're talking about.
Luchadora, not Luchadora film.
That's right. It's May. God damn it. Yep.
Oh, isn't that
Every May.
It's a massively wonderful. She's a detective and hottie and all this. It's wonderful. So that's
a detective and a hottie?
Are they
What a
Mexican
combo.
or Spanish in this movie, Pete?
no, they're Mexican.
Okay.
Although the lead actress is Italian, but it's a Mexican production.
Okay, that counts still. Unlike
That
the
counts.
time you put a Spanish movie in May.
Like from Barcelona. Yeah, I fucked that up. Truly.
I've never let you live that down.
No,
funny.
you please don't let me live that down.
It was a good episode.
Completely, I fucked that on bad.
It was good. It was good. All right. Well, tune in next week. Tune in next week for Charlie's horror pick that I have no idea what it's going to be yet. So we'll see.
It's a surprise.
Surprise! Of what may?